Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a deeper dive into why the proper placement of all of your services and specialties are important when building out the region. And for instance, I'm going to take a look at the fire. Obviously, we talked about the first section already. The second section, I went and I wanted to make sure that this was placed in an area where one, it covered everything in the middle where my epics are going to be. You see right up to that road service. But two, also came all the way down here and covered where the last row of residential buildings will be. There's a bit of an overlap, which isn't a problem. So I went ahead and put the next deluxe in place as I build out my road structure. That way I could properly place all of my buildings. And then I put one of the smaller ones at the end because I didn't want to waste a larger deluxe station down there. And that's going to leave this area here in the corner with no coverage. So that means this is the perfect place to go ahead and put any utility buildings that I have left, any specialties that I'm going to put down here in the bottom corner. I'll probably end up with something from gambling down there, probably one of my landmarks, and it's just a good corner to bury that in where I'm already not going to have coverage from fire, but give me the opportunity then to build out the rest of my city in an area where I don't have coverage, so it just makes the most sense. Taking a look at Mayor Pass, I did have one of the Torley Towers left. So with the placement that I put here, it does cover everything in the middle again. It's going to cover everything down here, and then almost half of what I have left in the upper east side of the city. So by doing that, that means I really only need to place one Mayor Pass item here. 70% boost is good enough for me in the smaller region with the tight borders. So that seemed to make the most sense. Space, and because of the education portion, I went with the Omega University down here as I did in the first section. Just the way that everything here is spaced out, as you see, the gap that I left was actually just where the road was, which also gave me the opportunity to get coverage up here in some of the epics as well. But because of the size of that, I went ahead and went with the bigger space because of the 60% coverage that I'm going to get, and just kind of the same preface, knowing that if I did that, I don't really need to place any other space in that area. There is a good chance that once I am able to accumulate some smaller 2x2s and or space, gives us some other 2x2s that are higher boost, then I will replace those in the future. But for now, those are pretty well placed for what I need to do. The entertainment, I went ahead and went with the drive-in theater because it does have a 50% boost. Again, this is another opportunity that if I am able to get some sim cash and get some nightclubs, I'll likely just replace that 4x2 with two of these 2x2s. And as you see, there's 40% boost there, which would give me an 80% boost in that range rather than just 50. But I did set myself up for the future for that. You do see down here with the landscape, which was kind of tricky because of the spacing, as you see. I put everything on the corners of the roads up here that wasn't going to interfere with anything. But then I have this gap where I just don't have the coverage that I want here in the center of this area. So I prepped myself with landscape right here in the dead center, and I will add a university bridge once I am able to accumulate some more of those, which will probably be Black Friday. I'll get back to placing my parks here at the ends, only because, again, I do have some other coverage with the Ultimate Mayor up here in the corner. Since I don't have any more Ultimate Mayors, I did go with just a worker's apartment. It is 18 by 18, which is a decent size for a park as a 2x2, but again, it's going to primarily be a placeholder for when I get more Ultimate Mayors. When I do get more Ultimate Mayors, then obviously I can pull out all of these parks and change all of these to landscape bridges, which will probably be a while from now. So again, all the ends of these roads here are primarily going to turn into parks, the 2x2 Sakura Park. And, you know, if you want to ask me how I place this park here, as you see, I can't get it to go back where I want it to go. So I go ahead and run the road to the side. Gives me the opportunity to place it, come in, and then just bulldoze that little corner over, and that is how I am able to stack those two up right there. As again, I mentioned in the last video, I went ahead and put a lot of my specialties right down the middle here, but because of the way that the road structure runs and the way that the city is laid out, you can kind of see how this corner is made here, but the corner doesn't quite run the same on the other ends. So I had to kind of switch up what I had done in order to get everything to fit. Additionally, the left wing comes a lot further south than the right wing, so that also changed up the structure. So this area here, I haven't planned out my specialties yet, but if I do have some 4x4s that have larger boosts, and there's a good chance I might just come and cut out a portion of this road, which will allow me to place it in that area and not have any kind of dead space. But because, again, we're looking at the services on this side, fire has the smallest footprint, so I needed to place that in a spot where I could, one, get all of my epics in place, because if I were to come down to this row here, I just am unable to space it properly to keep everything centralized, because I already have my hospital and my regional building there. So even though no matter what I did, I'd have to put a deluxe fire station down here on the bottom, I just went ahead and bumped it up there one row, so I only needed one in that area to cover it. We'll take again a look at the fire footprint. As you see, I'm able to place one down there on the end because this end is a little shorter than this end. And then that'll give me the opportunity to get full coverage there. And as you see, we do again have a hole, and we will place more specialties in that hole where I don't have coverage, so that I don't need to waste space with another fire station. But that'll give me coverage all the way down. Again, more utilities or specialties down here on the end, just to take advantage of all of that space that is not currently covered, because we don't want to waste it by needing to do another fire station. And that is kind of the mindset that I used for all of my services throughout the city. Again, wanting to take a look at the specializations, it's just a matter of putting in the spots so you have the most coverage that you possibly can. These corners here, I went ahead and kind of mirrored with the gambling in the space. Same on the other side, same up here at the top. I have some spaces left over for the space specialization. And that is kind of the mindset, again, that I used when building out this part 2 of the city. I was fortunate that I had already, to a degree, started this region, so a lot of the epics were already done and in place for me. So that'll take that area and make it a little bit quicker to finish, as I'm only going to need to do a couple, maybe half of the upgrades left here, and then I will complete that. As you see, my population right now is about 1.6 million. It's actually a little over 1.7, but because I need to do that road upgrade, I have a lot of residential buildings yelling at me currently. But that is, again, the mindset to use when building out your city, is you want to get the most coverage with the fewest amount of buildings possible. And that is what I feel I currently have. Again, as I'm pushing to get over 7 million here in the city, which again, I probably won't do until after Black Friday, because I will need all of those bridges from landscape to do so. I'm also working on this volcano casino, because it does have the opportunity to have a really big footprint. I just need to build this out with doing export over in Sunnyside to do that. And by doing that, then I won't need as many casinos in this area. So that's what I got for today, guys. Hopefully this will help you while building out the rest of your region over here in part 2. Again, it might be some time before I do another update, just because you have enough information to get yourself started and get up to where I currently am right now. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like these videos, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy gaming.